We're getting some 10-inch pipe today, boys, and what's really important while you're loading this kind of stuff is to make sure that your winches are set up correctly, because they want you to put on straps as they load the pipe. They do 2 rows and then you put your strap, 2 more, put more straps. So we're going to stair step them, and we got all our winches ready to stair step. And then we also got 2 up here on the front, because you got to have, strap up front, obviously. And the back is set up the same way. So you can't really afford to mess up on a load like this, because it's hard to feed the straps through these really tight crevices here. You don't have a lot of room, so you got to get it right the first time. And you also want to make sure you got plenty of winches in between, because you can be no more than 10 feet between straps. And the federal overhang limit set forth by the DOT is no more than 4 feet. You go over that, you got to have flags, oversized permits, so this is fine. But I'm sure some states have set their own rules, and they might vary on that. I always try to move as soon as I'm loaded so other guys can get loaded. But before I do that, I always throw at least 2 straps over the load. And there it is, boys. And I put some twists in the final straps because I don't want them flapping around in the wind and loosening up at the winches. And I'm sure some people are going to say that's a bad idea, probably insult me for doing it. And I'm going to put this video right here. Please watch the video. Just watch it, and it'll show you that it does not weaken the straps if you put a half twist in them. It will weaken it if you put multiple twists. You're never too old to learn and to adapt. And just because you're old doesn't mean you're always right. I hate to say that a lot of the worst comments I get on here are from older people who are like,
I got 50 years experience. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
And just because you've been doing something the same way for 40 or 50 years doesn't necessarily make it right. And it doesn't mean that you can't improve upon it.
By this point, I was rambling a little bit, but what I was trying to say was there's no reason to go around the load completely at 2 points, because there's all this banding on the load. If it wasn't for the banding, yeah, I would say go ahead and go around the load at 2 points just to hold it together, but there's no reason for that on this one. And also, do not use chains. There are some guys who are hardcore chain people. Do not use chains on a load like this. It will tear the load up. These straps have a 15,000 pound brake strength and a 5,000 pound working load limit. That's plenty. Let's try to be nice to each other, and let's try to listen to each other and understand that we all have different ways of doing things. And if somebody does something differently than you, that doesn't necessarily mean they're wrong.